Afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Very happy to welcome 2020 Masters champion, Dustin Johnson. Dustin, thanks for joining us today in the interview room.
Thanks for having me.
So this is your second time since November of 2020 that you've played in the Masters, and it's the first time that you've played as Masters champion with now a full complement of patrons. What are you most looking forward to this week?
Well, obviously this place is so special. The patrons make it special, and just walking around the course, even yesterday, today with full capacity, it's just totally different. Feeling out there, it's much better having all the fans and everyone out there. So it's going to be a special week, and I know everyone's looking forward to having all the patrons back, and it's it's just different when you have everyone out there.
Great, thanks. Let's open up for questions. Doug?
Just the general one. Tiger seems to be overshadowing everything about this Masters. How do you feel about that?
That's fine.
Can you elaborate?
No, it's it's going to be his first tournament back in a long time. So, obviously he's one of the greatest that's ever played this game, and especially in our era. So, anytime he tees it up, especially after his injuries, he's going to take a lot of attention, which is okay with me. I always like sliding in a little under the radar.
More George.
Mike?
Yeah, hey DJ, being a guy from Colombia and Irmo, this place has always been special to you, obviously, but now, to come back as a Masters champion, how does that feel?
It feels great. It's something as a kid, obviously, growing up, you dream about winning the Masters, and, for it to come true, and then, to come back here, last year as defending champ, and then obviously this year as a champion, it's an unbelievably special place just coming to play the event, but after you're Masters champion, it's even that much more special, and every time you come back, it's brings up all the memories, and it's just it's a place that I'm always gonna cherish, and like I said, as a kid, it was always making putts to win the Masters, so it's something I'm gonna look forward to forever.
How do you see your game trending coming here to Augusta?
I feel like it's definitely trending in the right direction. Starting to see a lot more consistency with shots. I feel like I'm starting to control the golf ball a little bit better. The swing's starting to feel a lot better, and obviously around here, if chipping and putting's a big part of it, but you got to be able to control the golf ball, especially when the course gets firm and fast. Quality iron shots go a long way around here.
Gene?
DJ, it seems like over the last few years, you've really become kind of an ambassador for golf in South Carolina, for the RBC heritage, your foundations and golf school and stuff. What's it been like, kind of that ambassador role, and how did that grow out after you won the Masters?
Well, being a Masters champ helps a lot of things, and but yeah, I've always, since I've been on tour and turned pro, I've always tried to, help junior golf in South Carolina, which I grew up playing, and it's something that's, very, dear to my heart, and, my foundation. That's what, I do is I help junior golf. I have a big junior tournament in Myrtle Beach, and so, just whatever I can do to give back, especially to, something that I grew up playing in is kind of what we're trying to do.
And just for the whole state, inspiring people, and then the RBC work that you do for them and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Being a part of RBC, which they're a huge supporter in golf, and playing the Heritage every year, which I didn't play. I played my first couple years on tour, and then I think I played the last 4 or 5 years. So I really enjoyed the golf course. I didn't enjoy it the first couple times I played it, but I have enjoyed it a lot more in recent years, and especially when the game got a little bit better and can control the golf ball a little bit more. So it's something I really look forward to playing every year.
Doug?
had a couple of questions about the course. First off, 11. How does that look to you this year compared with previous years?
It's different. It's longer, but it's obviously the right side's a little more friendly, but there's still kind of, if you miss it right, you're behind those trees, so you're gonna have to work some kind of shot. But at least you kind of have an option, where before, if you missed it right, 90% of the time you were just chipping it back in the fairway, where you can hit it over there and maybe have a shot in, depending on where it ends up. But it's not that much different, the tee ball.
Still fits your shot off the tee, you think, even better?
Yeah, I mean, the drive's still really similar. I mean, maybe if anything, they actually gave you a little bit more room on the fairway, and but then they also made the right side of the green a little more tougher if you miss it right. It's just a little bit lower, so it's the bank's a little bit steeper. It makes it a little bit more challenging if you're over there.
And the other one I wanted to ask you about, because it seems like it's really difficult to hit a very straight ball. You're moving it one way or the other, people are. And the more I hear about 17, it just seems like a straight shot is required. Is that a difficult one for you?
I mean, yeah, 17, there's a few tough drives. You got 5, I feel like at 5's a really tough drive. 7, 17, those are all really tough drives, and they're holes where you have to hit the fairway or you're gonna struggle to make par.
Tom?
Hi, Dustin. Thanks for your time. Is there anything you do differently this week preparing for the Masters in terms of your preparation, your routines, even your setup in your bag?
No, I don't. I try not to change anything no matter where I go as far as the bag is concerned. Preparation-wise, probably spend maybe a little bit more time around the greens, hitting some chips and some putts, and especially we know where the flags are going to be, but just spend a little bit more time on short game and putting, hitting, just getting your speed dialed in. But as far as I really don't, I try not to do anything different. Just probably, like I said, spend a little bit more time out on the golf course.
Rami?
The menu for tonight's championship dinner came out. Did you have a chance to see it?
I've not seen it yet.
So the menu is actually it's sushi, sashimi, and chicken yakitori skewers as appetizer, and miso glazed black cod, and wagyu beef, and strawberry shortcake. Can I ask which item stands up?
Sounds fantastic to me. I mean, they're all things that I really enjoy, so I can't wait to have dinner tonight.
Is there any items that you're most excited about?
Well, I mean, Wagyu steak's always good, and then the miso black cod too. I love me a miso fish, so.
Thank you.
Mike?
Yeah, speaking of dinner, a couple years ago, I think your mom made the trip, the hour trip to have dinner. I think she was telling me maybe it was 2 days before you won, or maybe a day before, I can't remember. But, when you're back here, do you get to see your family a lot? What's that dynamic like?
Yeah, they come down. They usually they'll come down tomorrow, and then Thursday to Sunday. So they'll come down from Wednesday to Sunday. But it's only an hour drive, so it actually works out well for me. So they drive down and drive home. So, but yeah, they'll come have dinner one night or 2 nights at the house. But yeah, I get to see them enough. And then most of the time they come down to Hilton Head too, so I get to spend a little more time with them that week. But this week I try to just take it easy and relax, and stay focused on what I'm trying to do.
To go back to the dinner, trying to figure out if anything really makes you uncomfortable. Maybe not on the golf course, but it made me wonder about what it was like hosting the dinner in a room of green jackets, in a room of a pretty stout list of champions. How did that go for you? Were you just as comfortable there as you were in any other setting, or was it at all nervous?
A little bit, just because it was my first time, being at one, and then obviously I was the host also. So definitely a little nervous, but in a good way. Obviously, it's an honor to be there, and it's an honor to host the dinner. So, yeah, ended up being a wonderful evening, but, kind of the first little bit of it definitely was maybe a little uncomfortable.
You have to speak?
I said a few words, not too many.
As many as you do in here?
Exactly.
In the back, Mary Kate?
Hey, DJ. I'm just curious. You had your green jacket after winning in November for 5 months, and then you had to return to property. So does every, visit here, does it make you cherish every second because you didn't have it for a whole year?
I was fine with only having it for 5 months, to be honest. It was, I would have taken it for just a week. You're still a Masters champion, so, but yeah, it's a special honor to have one of those. And yeah, anytime you come here, I cherish the moments, and, when you wear the green jacket, obviously it's very special, and, it means a lot. So yeah, it's always incredible.
Mike?
DJ, going back to that, you were so close for so long to winning at the Masters, and then you finally won in 2020. Wondering, when you come back here now, is there kind of like a weight that's lifted off of you now that you've won that green jacket?
For sure. It's definitely, there's not as much pressure that I put on myself, coming back here as a past champion, but it's still, but I still want to do well, and I'm, next goal is to get another one.
DJ, is it weird not having Phil here? And just looking back at how that whole alternate tour controversy thing went down, what do you think about all that?
Oh no, try not to. This week's, for me, if I'm trying to prepare for the Masters. So, but yeah, not having Phil here, obviously being the, who he is and how much this place means to him is definitely a little strange. But as far as the other things concerned, I'm worried about playing the Masters.
Back one more time to the dinner and Tiger to wrap this up. What would that be like with him at the dinner? He's been to a bunch of them, I realize, but if you go back and think about, car accident and, a guy talking like he was having a hard time walking, et cetera, now playing in the Masters, will his presence be, do you think, even more meaningful tonight at the dinner?
Yeah, it's obviously Tiger means so much to this game, and he's done so much for the game. So, but yeah, it's great. Obviously, I'm really thrilled that he's back and he's playing and he's walking for sure. Because obviously, at one point, didn't know if that was even possible. So, but yeah, I think it means a lot for him to be here, and then hopefully he'll get to tee it up on Thursday.
Got one more thing I wanted to ask. Rory kind of made a comment about you in 20 playing the first 2 rounds and not seeming like you did anything special while putting up great numbers, taking care of the par fives and just keeping the ball in the right position. Does it feel that way to you? Have you learned, or do you feel as though you need to do anything like special or extraordinary here to shoot the scores you need?
No.
Any of that make sense?
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, somewhat.
Thanks. Pretty good for me.
Yeah, it's the par fives. That's kind of where you gotta take advantage of the par fives. If you're gonna shoot good scores around here, that's where you gotta get your good scores in. And if you can sprinkle in a birdie or two here or there on some other holes, then that's great. Obviously, there's some pins on some of the holes that they put that you can make some birdies, but obviously on the same hole they can put a pin in a different spot where you'll take a nice easy par and keep on going. But yeah, if I look back in 2020, I just drove it well. I hit a lot of real quality iron shots to the center of the green. Didn't really get overly aggressive. Maybe it was a little aggressive on the par fives, and played those very well. And but the rest of it, just tried to play. I was hitting it well, so I was hitting like aggressively conservative shots. If that makes any sense.
Well, Dustin, thanks again for your time today, and it sounds like you're going to have a great time at the Champions Dinner tonight. We also wish you the very best in the tournament this week.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dustin. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.